Hello, my name is Alvin, Master Numerologist, and today I'd like to talk about the third hidden vibration in the universal year of 2014. Now, the third hidden vibration comes from adding the first hidden vibration, which, if you can recall, was the number 3, derived from adding the 2 and the 1 from the universal year of 2014. The second hidden vibrational energy that I spoke about on my previous video was the number 5, derived from adding the 1 and 4 from the universal year 2014. In order to get the third and final hidden vibrational frequency for the universal year of 2014, you must add the first two hidden vibrational energies, which is the 3 and the 5, which will give us the hidden vibration energy of the number 8. Here are several hieroglyphics of the vibrational frequency of the number 8. Here you can see that she has a top chamber and a lower chamber, and you can see that the energy is closed. As a matter of fact, this energy is moving from the top chamber to the bottom chamber, from the bottom chamber to the top chamber. That's one aspect of the 8, and I'm going to cover that aspect. Another aspect of the 8 is when you lay her on her side. We're all familiar with this symbol, is the symbol of infinity. And then over here is another aspect of the 8 vibrational energy. I call her the money bag. So let's get into it right now. The number 8 vibrational energy. Its planet is the earth and the heaven. Earth, because the lower chamber deals with the physicality of life. And it's also the heaven, because the top part is celestial. It sits in the heaven. Whenever something is divided between bottom and top, the top is also representing of the higher vibrational frequency, and the bottom is always representing of the lower vibrational frequencies. It's like the yin and the yang. It's like your feet makes contact with the physical earth, but not your head. Your head sits in the heavens. Your intelligence, your mind, your third eye, all of that is just higher vibrational frequency. But you have to be grounded by the lower vibrational frequencies, which is the feet, and the legs, and the knees, and the calves. And then right in the center, is an area that's I call the middle of the garden. I consider the body as the garden of Eden. And in the middle of that garden is the forbidden fruit. But I'm not going to get into that today. In a future video, I'll break that down. But the number 8 energy, here we go. So the number 8 is controlled by both the planet Earth and the celestial spheres. The 8 has 2 chambers. They are closed. The upper chamber sits in the heaven, as I said earlier, and the lower one sits in physical matter, which is earth or the physical body. Now the soul is on its journey to self. Like I said in previous videos, that the sole purpose of an incarnation soul is the journey to the self, to reveal its truth to itself. And that truth is that you are the child of God. So the soul is on its journey to self-realization, but it's caught inside of these chambers, this current, these energies that's moving up and down and up in a very circular manner. The soul is moving from one plane of consciousness to the next plane of consciousness. And this ongoing cycle is called incarnation. Now, when we flip the 8 on its side, it represents uh, infinity. Life moves in an ongoing cycle. For an example, our Earth is constantly moving, it's rotating, rotating, rotating. But not only is the Earth rotating, it's rotating around our sun. Now, some would say that that's not a true statement, but once again, for argument's sake, let's say that our Earth is spinning and our Earth is spinning around the sun, the star, and our galaxy is spinning. And then the galaxy next to that is spinning. So everything is circular. Everything is moving around and around and around and around. Now, the eighth energy also rules the circulatory system that's found within the earth body, the physical body. And once again, the circular system moves from the top, which is the higher chambers, and it moves circular down, through the body to the feet, to toes, and it comes back up. It's a perpetual cycle. It's just perpetually going up and down and up and down and up. And so you're the eighth energy as well, standing erect, or when you land on your side, you're representing infinity. But nevertheless, the eighth energy is also governs the circulatory system, and the blood moves from the upper chambers to the lower chambers. Now, on a physical level, the eighth energy utilizes mankind utilizes the eighth energy for their survival, meaning that the eighth energy, man must learn to survive on this physical planet. Even though our Creator has provided everything for man to survive, somehow mankind has gotten off balance with that whole survival vibration that he or she carries within him. So he must learn to survive. And what mankind has learned to do is, in order to survive, they start exchanging resources that's found on the earth. For an example, as I said in a previous video, I have chickens, and my chickens lay eggs, and you have a goat, and your goat produce milk and wool, and I would like some of your wool to keep me warm in the winter, and you like some of my eggs to furnish, nourishment for you and your family. So we make an exchange, and that's called barter, and that was how we used to do it. If I needed a home, the community would come together, and we all would chip in. We'll cut the trees down, and we'll build a log cabin. It was an exchange. And then that exchange somehow moved into placing values on other things like gold and diamonds and then paper, and we started using that for an exchange. And then, well, we developed saying that, well, it's not good enough to just exchange things. Now we have to work to get the things to exchange. So it's like I can no longer now go and just build my log cabin because the trees now are not free. If I cut down a tree, I'm violating somebody's law. So, I can find myself getting fined, or I can find myself getting thrown in jail. So now we have to work to receive some type of thing that has value so that we can exchange it to get other things. The system is getting all, off of whack. It just get it off, it's just off right now. So anyhow, in the West, we usually use paper to acquire the things we need for our for our survival. Okay, so for this reason, the eighth energy is also known as the money bag. And if you take a look at it once again, it looks like a money bag that you find at a bank vault. Right there. So that's another reason why she's known as the money bag, because she controls the currency. that flows like the eight energy from my hand to your hand, from your hand to his hand. It's just an ongoing circulatory kind of vibrational energy, and that's what the eight energy rules. Okay, so let's move on. Now, on a subconscious level, man recognize this ongoing cycle. Because, see, you have to understand that the subconscious do things. It's like the subconscious like telegraph things to the conscious to do, but the conscious a lot of times is not aware of where this information is coming from. It just kind of like reacts and does it. But anyhow, on a subconscious level, man recognizes this is a ongoing cycle of life and death. Even though some don't believe in the concept of life and death, known as reincarnation. In man's subconscious state, he needed to capture time. He needed to structure it. So he invented a clock. And once again, these hands move around and around and around and around. They move forward, around and around and around. It's the whole circular type of vibrational energy. Sometimes he may throw the hand back, for a few months, and he'll throw it back forward. But for the most part, he recognizes this cycle of birth and death and life and death because of how he structured time. Now, so what that really means is that the soul is traveling from one plane to another. You call it heaven, you call it hell, you call it hell, you call it heaven. But once again, you got to stop for a moment and check this out. Think. We are taught that when man leaves the earth, as in death, that the soul travels and arrives either in heaven or in hell. But that's only looking at a half circle. It's an incomplete circle if you cannot connect the other half of the equation. Because if a soul is traveling somewhere after physical life, then it must be somewhere before it enters into physical life, which then completes this cycle we call life. So if a soul travels from somewhere, such as heaven or hell, then a soul is not bound there for eternity. It's just not going to make any sense. You just can't have a half circle. You just can't leave the earth and enter into heaven or hell. Well, where's the soul coming from when it comes into earth? It had to be somewhere. Now, so the soul must recognize this circle of birth, death, and rebirth. And he must work to get off of this merry-go-round. Now, it is written in Scripture that if a man can solve this problem, then no longer will he have to go out. It says in Revelation chapter 3, 12th verse, him that overcometh will I make a pillar in the temple of my God, and he should go out no more out. In other words, if you can solve the riddle of why you moving in and out, out and in, then you will become free from that cycle of birth, death, rebirth. And you would be free, and your karma would not propel you back onto the stage of physical life. And when you've lived a certain amount of years, your karma take you off the physical life, put you back into heaven. You spend time there, and then when your time is up, you come back. That's the mystery. Why is that going on and off, going on around and around and around? And in some future video, I will address that. But right now, I'd like to let you guys know that tomorrow I'm gonna tie everything up. I'm gonna tie up the universal energy of the 2, the 1, and the 4. I'm gonna tie in the hidden vibrational energies of the 3, the 5, and the 8. And I'm going to expound upon the universal year of the 7. So that is going to be the next video. Until then, keep your head up, Peace.